Well, hello there. This is Chauncey Wyatt, aka Charlie Barley, here back at you again with a free video, a free strategy. I'm delivering to you all the I guess you can call it the upgraded version of the original permutations. This is the original permutations I'm going to teach you with a little twist. I'm going to add a little bit of spice and a little side of gravy to it, okay? I know that was corny. All right. But anyway, so before I get started, I'm showing you this on the European wheel. You can do this on a American wheel, also a European wheel. I also will be giving you a copy of the progression sheet. There's a video that teaches you how to manipulate and how to view the progression chart for your own usage. On the progression worksheet, it's different type of usages for the sheets based upon your style of play, whether you're doing columns, streets, numbers, or red and blue. How to manipulate the progression. So you can go and look at that all together. So before I get started, I just wanted to let you know, so when I'm talking about progressions, I'm not going to actually show you a sheet in this tutorial. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you about permutations, the origin of it, and what it's done so far. A lot of people who have used permutations still to this very day are making a lot of money, and I'm going to show you exactly why they're still making a lot of money. It's a really cool concept, and as I said, I've grown quite a bit since I originally developed this, but I'm gonna teach you guys a couple cool little tricks that I didn't necessarily teach when I originally put this out. All right, so permutations is all about patterns, basically. So when you think permutations, think patterns, except in the roulette world, we're going to think patterns in form of red and black, very binary figure, in and out, left, right, in, up, down. Anything that has an option develops a pattern. All right, so it's like you develop patterns. Right now, we're being betted on every day based upon our patterns, what we do with our lives. It's called the stock market. Okay, and on the index, you'll see it going up and down, up and down. Well, it's the same thing with roulette, except it's either red or black as it regards to permutation. And it creates a pattern, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Well, actually, let me just show you what I mean real quick when I say a pattern. So instead of looking at numbers when you're playing a game like permutations, let me reset this real quick. Instead of playing numbers when you're playing roulette, you're going to be playing based upon the patterns, okay? Particularly repeating patterns, and repeating patterns based upon the amount of progressions you can take. And I'll talk about that in a second. So let's just look at what patterns look like. Let's not really think about the numbers per se. Let's look at the pattern. All right, so this is really interesting. You have black, 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 red, 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 red. Very interesting pattern that it created. 3 blacks on the top, three reds at the back, and a red and a black in the middle. Very interesting pattern. So I look at a permutation as the same way. It's a pattern. Now the question is, can this pattern repeat? And what you can do is, to really get yourself comfortable playing this, you can actually study the game yourself. You can say, okay, here is a group of this pattern that just happened. Can this now repeat? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's a 9 set pattern. Let's see if it repeats. So if it repeats, the next one's gonna be black, right? So, and what I'll do, I'm gonna bet that it's not. I'm gonna bet that it goes black, because if it repeats, it has to repeat black. So I'm gonna bet that it goes black. Literally bet that it goes black. So in doing so, I'm gonna be putting my money on red, because that means if it goes red, that means it didn't repeat. Okay. All right. So let's see if it goes black. Wow, it didn't go black. So it didn't repeat in this case. And just that quick, we won $5. That's basically the idea of permutations. Really simple. But let's get some more. Let's go a few more in, and then let's get a couple more blacks on the board in a mix of the reds. All right, so let's go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the last six was red, 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 black, red, black. Okay, so we want this to repeat the last six. So in repeating the last six, it has to go red, 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 black, red, black in order to win, or in order to beat us. All right, so let's see if it goes red, 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 black, red, black. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our money on black. Now, while I'm here, ordinarily we would cover the zero, because the zero represents the house edge. So you don't want to really give the house the edge unless you're okay with losing a progression. So it's not worth losing the progression when all the ball is landing on numbers. So, and this black or this red covers all of the entirety of the numbers. So it's best to cover the zero. On the progression chart, you'll see exactly what you should play on the zero if you're playing a European wheel. If you're on Bovada, you know you can play live European, by the way. And I think it's $1 minimum too. So you can play European or American. There's the both of them have zeros, but the American has the double, and obviously European has one. And the cost of them both are different in terms of betting. I have that all on the spreadsheet when you get the program, or if in this case, if you got the free stuff and you need the spreadsheet, just make sure you send the email, and now make sure a spreadsheet sent out to you. All right, so let's go back. Okay, so in this case, we were betting that it doesn't go red, 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 black, red, black. So let's see what happens. Red. So in this case, we're going to double the bet. I'm not exactly sure what the progression exactly looks like, but I'm sure it looks, at least that's going to be double. I think this stays the same because it's 36 here. So red, red. All right, so we won on the second progression, basically. So it didn't go red, 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 black, red, black. It just went red, black. Okay. Now, that is all of what permutations is, but let's get a little bit more deeper. Okay. When is the best time to actually see if a pattern repeats? All right. Two things. Number one, what you should do is just play around with it first. Practice, study it, and just look and see the frequency of repeating patterns of 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, whichever your progression allows. All right. So look and see how often that happens. What you're going to notice that it doesn't happen often. Okay. But here's the problem. It does happen. And oftentimes it happens when people are playing this style over and over and over and over again. What this style is meant to do was you can intermix this with other stuff. I mean, this could be your main play until you build enough money to make higher bets. But the way you'd certainly want to play it is, number one, when you're looking at the board, you probably want to go and find a repeating sequence in the middle of a fairly, like a board that looks kind of chaotic, where you see a mixtures of reds and blacks. Okay. You don't want to do a repeat of a streak. Like if there's 8, the last 8 were all red, you don't want to do a repeat of all streaks. Okay. Because the game is capable of going 27 straight, red or black. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the game is kind of evenly distributed in terms of the consistency or inconsistency of both the red and black together. So make sure that's the case first. Also, too, whatever your bankroll is going to determine what progressions you go. Now, if let's say you only have enough money to go 5 progressions, then technically you should only be looking at the last 5. However, what you can do is you can say, I'm going to look at the last three and see and let, well, say you have enough money to afford 5 progressions, okay? But you want to test the system or the game at 8 progressions, all right? But you only have enough money to afford 5. What you do is these last three, you let another 5 go, okay? So that there are a total of 8 spins from this set of 3. So here you have 1, 2, 3. We're gonna let 5 more go. We're not gonna play it. We're just gonna let them go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's a total of 8. Now, the question said, now what we're gonna do is see if the game repeats this first 3 here. If it does repeat, then we're gonna start betting that it doesn't do black, red, red, black, red, which is the last 5 of the previous 8. Okay, so this 3, or you can do it like, let's start over. Let's say these are the last 3. You just sat down on the board, you just sat on the computer or whatever. This is the last 3. All right, so it's red, black, red. We're gonna let 5 go because we only have enough money to afford 5 progressions. If you have more money to afford more progressions, you can let 6 go, 7 go, 8 go, or you can just do the last 2 numbers and let 7 go. Just depends on where your money's at. The more money that you're able to progress, the less you have to do this, which is really giving the computer a match up front. So if you give them that match up front, basically you're just betting the last 5. So you gave them this 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically the query that you're now proposing to the game is, can you repeat the previous 8? But you're going to have to allow it to repeat at least the first 3. And then the query says, can you repeat the entire 8? So that's the question. Now, in order to repeat 8, it has to repeat 3. Okay, so we're only concerned with, can it do the 8? We know that it can do 3, but can you do 8? So we're only going to bet on 4 through 8 at that point. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so in this case, we've given it our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our colors were red, black, red. So we're going to see if red, black, red comes up. It doesn't. Okay, now this method takes a little longer. It does, but it's a little more safer. Okay, however, you don't have to do that. You can just look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and see if it repeats the last 7, and you could just play them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be red, red, black, black, red, black, black. So we'll play black, black, red, red, the very opposite. That's what we'll be playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So red, red, black, black. So we'll be betting black, black, red, red. And we won right on the first one. Okay, that's it. It's really that simple. The other stuff that I have gets a little bit more detailed. Permutations, the original permutations, this will always be a hit. You'll always be able to sit down and know that at the end of the day, you have at least one strategy that you know that you're going to make money. Now, you're not going to make $1 million with it. You're not going to get rich. No, you're not going to be the great I am because of the origins of permutations. However, you can play this sparingly, save your money, and build your money. This is how I actually started. But it takes discipline. It takes a lot of discipline, and if you don't have discipline, then it won't work anyway. So it does take discipline. But the other stuff is a little bit more graduated, highly graduated. It's a lot more deeper thought stuff. Even since I originally created this, I've gone really, really deep, particularly in the stuff that I do with team play and allowing you to simply listen to me call the shots, and you just make the play selection. You don't have to be a team to do it. The only reason you'd want to be a team to do it if you're looking at cutting costs 50% or more. That's it. But you also have to cut your profits 50%. So you'll be splitting the bills and you'll be splitting the profits. Okay. But the single play stuff I have out there is more, like I said, is a graduated version of the original Permutations. So have some fun with this. And like I said, you could allow yourself to grow into other things. But this is definitely all the stuff that I do is a moneymaker. But if you think I'm pulling your leg, what you do is you sit in front of a real game and you just study the real game, and you look how often you see 7s and 8s repeat, and then you'll get your answer as to whether this will make money for you. And then when you're ready to graduate into more things, I'll be here. Like I said, we have I think 11 different strategies out there for single play, and for team play you will not beat the stuff that I'm doing for team play. That is amazing stuff that's happening over there. And again, I do it live. You hear my voice. You just have to just follow my instructions. So yeah, it's taken about 3 years actually to really get it this good, and this is the reason why I'm back, and we're doing some great things right here at permutationspro.com. If you have any questions, give me a call, shoot me an email. Check out the other cool new stuff for free that you can get. I think Double Trouble is one, and Permutations for Columns is the other one. So I'm going to be talking about in another free strategy video, Permutations for Columns, which is it's like an introduction into how to do columns. You can even start doing permutations with streets. It's deep stuff. Permutations is the baseline of everything, so you just only grow into that. And also there's another one called, I want to say Double Trouble. Yes, Double Trouble. So that's another free one, and Double Trouble involves columns. So check that out. I do have a couple cool strategies for Baccarat too that's on here. So yeah, just check out the site. If you have any questions on anything team play, any of the free stuff, or any of the stuff, the a la carte individual strategies, shoot me an email, call me. If I don't answer, you could text me. That also works very well too. All right. If you have any questions, hit me up. Thank you guys so much for your attention. Take care.